Hey guys, Chris from Propel here, and today I want to talk to you about really one of the coolest smart helmets I've seen for cycling, and it's called the Sena R1, and it's available as the R1 and the R1 Evo. This particular one is the R1 Evo. It's the latest version from them, and it's got all sorts of great functionality. So one is it can connect to your phone, so you can listen to music, you can make phone calls, but one of the features that's particularly special about this is that you could communicate to other helmets not using your phone. So, of course, you could connect to your phone and you can make phone calls and you could call another person you're on a ride with, but then you're kind of stuck on that phone call and you're using, whatever. But basically, the idea is that you can sync this with Bluetooth from one helmet to the other. And then this one, actually, the R1 Evo, I should say actually the R1 uses the Bluetooth connectivity between the two. This R1 Evo uses a mesh intercom system. With the mesh intercom system, you could communicate to way more people than you can with the standard Bluetooth system, and it's really cool in that way. I'd say most people probably, if you want to communicate with a smaller group of people, just your spouse or another friend or two, you might want to just stick with the standard R1 version with the Bluetooth. But if you want to communicate to a larger group, if you're on a big tour or something like that, using the R1 Evo is much better because you can communicate to a larger group that way. So the R1 with the Bluetooth can support up to 4 riders, where the R1 Evo can support nearly an unlimited amount of riders. And you have different channels. I was actually just speaking with Sena in relation to this, and one of the scenarios that they explained, these tours that they're doing overseas, and they might have different channels in different languages. For example, if you have a large group you're working with, maybe some of them are speaking English, some of them might be speaking Spanish, Italian, German, and you can have the different channels and tune in accordingly, but you're all working with the same type of helmet and system. Now, this new R1 Evo has some other added functionality. It has the rear tail light, which is really cool. It can pulse, it can function just as the solid function, and there's different levels of brightness as well. It's really nice. The R1 Evo is available in 2 different colors, white or black, with different sizes. This particular one's a medium. It's also available in a large. And then the R1 has more colors than the R1 Evo does. The R1 Evo also comes with this visor. Once you decide you're going to use the visor, you're going to use this double stick tape. You peel these off and you're going to permanently affix that there, or semi-permanently. I'm sure you could peel it off if you wanted to. And if you wanted to put the visor on the standard R1 version, you could certainly do that as well, but it doesn't come standard. Now, all these functions are great, but you might be wondering, like, how well does it actually work? I mean, I know for myself personally, sometimes I ride my bike and I have like a Apple AirPod in my ear. By the way, I usually only use one of them because you want to at least have one ear open to hear your external surroundings, and that's one of the great benefits of this helmet, because you have the speakers down here and it's not in your ear, so you can still hear the ambient noise and be aware of your surroundings much better than if you have these plugs in your ear. And there's other systems that you can use, like bone conductors, all these different things. But I found that this works really quite well, and the sound is really great. But probably most importantly, what I found to be most troubling, as I was explaining my AirPods, when I'm trying to talk to somebody else, you usually pick up so much wind noise, and people just don't even want to talk to you in that scenario. And the newer AirPods, I found they work pretty well, but this works even better. I don't know if in part, but it's based on where the microphone is located. It's out of the wind, whereas when you have the microphone in your ear, the wind is really blowing and it's a lot of resistance in this area, so it ends up picking up a lot of that noise. The helmet's a little bit heavier than a traditional helmet, but not really by much. So I find that that's not really too troublesome, and it's definitely worth that slight weight hit that you take on here. Other details, it's compatible with the iPhone or iOS or the Android system. You have an app that you can download. With that app, you can make phone calls, you can listen to whatever music player that you prefer. I should just show that other R1 version. This is one of the colors. It's also available in orange, available in black, and it's really pretty nice as well. With the app, you can also use that to tune into an FM radio station. So that's really beneficial. Sure, you can probably use your phone to tune into an FM radio and then connect it to your speakers, that sort of thing. But the nice thing is actually the helmet directly connects to the FM station. And that's kind of a lot of what Sena's, I guess, unique value is really the technology. They weren't necessarily a helmet company. They started as a company that really was into Bluetooth and communication via Bluetooth. The guys that started were really into motorcycling, so they started integrating that technology into motorcycle helmets. And then since then, they've expanded into ski helmets and most recently, bicycling helmets. This is where at this point into later versions and generations of their original cycling helmet. And I think they're really moving in the right direction. Most people that have them really love them. It's really great, the technology that exists there. A lot of our customers, they're riding in groups, they're riding with their spouse, that sort of thing. So to be able to communicate together is a really nice feature. I'd say that's probably one of the things from my side that tends to be most important to our customers. I'm not always riding with other people. I'm usually riding to commute, but for me, it's really important to be able to take phone calls, and I find that to be really nice, and they work great for that. So I think that's about it. I think that's really mostly what I wanted to cover. If you guys have questions or if you have your own experience with the helmet, leave them in the comments below. I'm sure others would love to hear what your experience is there. If you'd like to purchase the helmet, I left a link in the description below, and just let us know if we can help in any way, and I look forward to seeing you in the future. Well, see you soon.